Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Ashley and today we're going to be doing a subtle but still glam holiday look. Every year for Christmas we go and we spend it with my husband's family, and they are not makeup-y people. So I like to do very sort of minimal looks when I travel to go see them. Not that they would judge me or that it would be weird for me to wear a full face of makeup. I just personally, I prefer to go with a more relaxed sort of look when I'm around more relaxed sort of people, if that makes sense. But me being me, I can't go barefaced. So this is kind of a hybrid between my sort of weekend easy minimal makeup look and something that's a little bit more glam and a little bit more festive for the holidays. So if you want to see what I do, definitely stick around. So I'm going to start by just pulling my hair back, of course, as usual. And when I'm doing these sort of looks, I like to be very minimal. So what I will typically do is I will bring just one face palette. Today I'm using the Becca, I know I'm going to say this so wrong, Apres Ski Glow face palette. And I like to do this because it is a multitasker. So in it you have bronzer, you have highlight, you have blush, and all of those are things that you can also use in eye looks. So it's just one very easy palette, doesn't take up a ton of space, and I can still achieve a couple of different things with it, which is great. I also like to go with just very simple, easy BB creams. So we're actually going to be starting with my Rescue Complexion, no, that's not right, my Bare Minimals Complexion Rescue. I'm in the lightest shade, I'm in Opal. And all this really does is just kind of evens out my skin tone, but it also adds a little bit of dewiness, which I really like. Also, this does have SPF 30 in it, which I like. And usually when I'm using this particular product, I don't put it on with a primer, so that's one less thing that I have to worry about packing and bringing. But it's very sheer coverage, so if you need more coverage than this, another really good sort of easy BB cream or CC cream rather to go with is by IT Cosmetics. That's going to give you a lot more coverage, so I would totally recommend checking that one out. But I'm just going to go ahead and buff this in. Alright, and as you can see, my skin is still looking like my skin, so you can still see my freckles and my sunspots, but it does help to kind of tone down the redness and just even out my skin tone while also giving it a very healthy sort of dewiness to it. I really like using this. I will typically layer it with kind of a heavier powder. My favorite powder foundation is an IT Cosmetics. This is their CC Airbrush Perfecting Powder. It has SPF 50 in it. I really love this stuff. I've repurchased it over and over and over again. It's a little bit more full than what I'm really looking for in this look, but it is one that I definitely do recommend. I am going to also do just a little bit of concealing, and for that I'm going to use my Maybelline Instant Age Rewind. I really like this because it doesn't look at all heavy on the skin. It doesn't emphasize any texture, but it does help to brighten underneath your eyes, kind of dissipate my sunspots as well as my dark circles, because that is what I'm looking for. One stray little hair that is tickling my nose. Alright, so again, my skin is still very natural, just a little bit more perfected. So on top of all of that, I am going to just powder. And for that, I'm going to use my tried and true Maybelline Fit Me Matte and Poreless. I am in the shade 110 Porcelain. And I'm really just doing that to set everything down. Before I do that though, I almost forgot, I'm going to take some of this concealer and put it over my eyes to act as my eyeshadow base. This this will also help to cancel out any veining, which I definitely have on my eyelids. And then it's also going to give just a nice smooth base for when we move on to eyes here in a minute. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead and powder just my whole face, kind of set everything down. Alright, so that looks good, and again that just helps to even out my skin's tone and texture so that it looks more flawless but still very skin-like. Okay, so moving on to the eyes, I am going to go ahead and take the bronzy shade and I'm going to put that into the crease and then use that as kind of my base transition shade sort of thing. It's going to help define your crease some. And the whole look is supposed to be very subtle, but still have some sparkle and some glam to it, which I think is very pretty. Alright, so it took a little bit of building, but you can see that even though it's a bronzer shade, and for me it's a light bronze because I'm super fair, so I always go for the lightest bronze possible, that it does build up quite nicely in the crease. In case you were wondering, in this kit it comes with bronzed Bondi. Did I say that right? Yeah, bronzed Bondi. Alright, and then for the center of my lids, I'm actually going to go in with Opal, which, as you know, is a very popular highlight shade from Becca, but it's got kind of a nice gold wash to it. But it's super sparkly and very intense, which is what I love about it. But it really does build up beautifully on the lid. Alright, and I'm going to take just a little bit more of the bronzer and buff out a little bit more of my crease just to help with that transition, make sure everything is looking nice and smooth. Excellent. Now for a daytime look, you can leave it just like this. If you're wanting to do something just a little bit more smoky and a little bit more amped up, then what you can do is, just using kind of a pencil brush, you can take just a deeper shade. I'm going to use this one right here. This is called Blushed Copper. And I think in this palette it's technically a blush, but it's very shimmery. So I think on deeper skin tones it might actually work nicely as kind of a highlight as well. But I'm just going to put that in the outer third just to kind of deepen things up a little bit. Beautiful. Alright, so now that the eyeshadow portion is done on the eyes, I'm going to go in with a little bit of liner. Now, because this is a more subtle glam look, I'm not going to go in with like a dark liquid liner or add a wing or anything like that, although you absolutely could. If that's something that you want to do, this would look lovely with that as well. But for me, I'm actually going to go in with my Marc Jacobs highliner. This is in the shade, what is this? Rococo? Rococo, not sure. It's got RO in parentheses and then Cocoa. So that should help. But this is a very bronzy brown color. It's really, really lovely. Let me give you a little bit of a swatch. So it's got some kind of gold reflect in it, but not anything like over the top shimmery or anything like that. But it's going to help add definition to the eyes without looking overdone. So I'm going to do that off camera and then I'll come back and we'll do mascara. Alright, so I had to change the battery, so it might look a little bit different, but I did go ahead and I put on the eyeliner, and as you can see, it doesn't scream drama or anything like that. It just adds that little something that I feel like the look really does benefit from. So I know we said that we would do some mascara when we came back, but I lied. Instead, we're gonna finish up the rest of the face. I like to do my setting spray when I can remember before I've put on my lip or my mascara. So using this same palette that we've been working with, I'm not gonna use the really pink blush. I feel like that's a little bit too much for me personally. I'm actually gonna go in with this color right here. That was the blushed copper. I think it complements what we've already done really, really nicely. And I'm gonna use that as both my blush and my bronzer because it does have that kind of quality to it. So as you can see, it gives the cheeks some nice color, it gives the face a little bit of shape without being too overdone. And it definitely does come off a little bit more blushy than I realized, so I am going to go in with a little bit of a bronzer as well, just to kind of balance it out a little bit. But just using the same brush that I've been using for the blush itself. Very nice. And then just using the bronzer, I'm going to take just a little bit into the temples. Not a lot, mind you, but just enough to kind of, again, add some shape back to your face. Awesome. Okay. And then finally, I'm still going to go ahead and highlight, even though I used a somewhat shimmery blush. I'm going to go in this time with a little bit of Rose Quartz, which is this shade right here. Just hitting the tops of the cheekbones. Bit on the tip of the nose and the Cupid's bow. Alright, and then I'm just going to use my Pixie Hydrating Milky Mist to kind of set all the powders down. Not too terribly much, just enough. Okay, and then for this look, I like to go with very natural, very fluffy lashes, and for that I'm going to use my L'Oreal Voluminous Lash Paradise. I love this stuff. It's awesome. Check it out if you haven't already. Alrighty, so this is what it looks like with the face completely finished. I've got 2 coats of mascara on, and it's a very easy, very simple, sophisticated, but subtly glam look that I absolutely love. I've got 2 different lip options to show you. I'm going to start with the more nude. I've got, this is Velvet Teddy by MAC, classic color, very flattering on pretty much everybody. And there we have it with Velvet Teddy, a very beautiful, very everyday appropriate sort of look. Alrighty, and for those of you that are saying to me, Ashley, I love the look, but I need some more drama, I need some more glam to it. This looks gorgeous with a beautiful strong red lip. One of the ones that I have been loving this season is by Colourpop. This is their Ultra Glossy Lip in the shade Imagine. It is beautiful, it's comfortable. I don't find that it kind of smears all over my face. I absolutely love it. And there we have it with Imagine. If you have not checked this shade out, I absolutely recommend it. Like I said, it's comfortable. It's one of their glossy lips. It's got some beautiful shimmer in it. It's got a little bit of gold reflect to it. It is just so unique and so beautiful. So I hope that you have enjoyed my take on a subtle glam holiday look. Let me know if you've recreated this or kind of what your go-to subtle glam look is. Definitely give me a thumbs up if you have enjoyed this video and you want to see more like it. Subscribe before you leave. Have a wonderful holiday no matter where you are or what you're doing, and I will see you next time. Bye!